My best friend is the man who in wishing me well wishes it for my sake. I just want to say to women, be yourself, it's the inner beauty that counts. You are your own best friend, the key to your own happiness, and as soon as you understand that, and it takes a few heartbreaks, you can be happy. My best friend in medical school was a magician, and we were shown an X-ray of a sword swallower, and I tried it and failed. Then I got a sword swallower as a patient, and he taught me. I'm not interested in dating. I like being with my own best friend, me. Certain women, particularly older women, cannot believe I like going to a social event by myself, but I do. That's your best friend and your worst enemy, your own brain. My best friend died in a high-speed chase. It was amazing that a play that seems dated in this world, a man whose best friend is a 6-foot white rabbit. But it caught on, especially with young people. They surprised me most of all. Kane is a band I formed with my best friend Steve Carlson. We just got together and started playing guitar. He was playing some old school rock and roll, and we got together and thought, hey, let's take this on the road. My cell phone is my best friend. It's my lifeline to the outside world. She's always there for me when I need her. She's my best friend. She's just my everything. Failure has been my best friend as a writer. It tests you, to see if you have what it takes to see it through. My mother is my best friend and my biggest critic. Sleep is my best friend, a friend that helps you dream, relaxes, recharges, and is there at the end of every day. Students shy away from maths, but in reality maths is the best friend of man. My best male friend is my best friend until he crosses me. We're all protective of the self. When a man's best friend is his dog, that dog has a problem. Like my best friend, I asked for drums for Christmas, and got them. But when he moved on to guitar, I realized two things. 1. Guitar is a much more expressive instrument. 2. Way more girls pay attention to guitar players than to drummers. Chasing Amy was an amazing role, but then after that, I went and did Big Daddy and You're the Girlfriend or You're the Best Friend. I wasn't getting the Nicole Kidman roles. My mom was my rock, my confidant and my best friend. She was an elementary school teacher who worked with students with disabilities and she lived every day giving back to her family and her community. Do your job. Do it the best you can. Do it right, because somebody, sometimes your best friend, is waiting for you to screw up so she can take your place. The things I want to know are in books. My best friend is the man who'll get me a book I ain't read. It's not that diamonds are a girl's best friend, but it's your best friends who are your diamonds. It's your best friends who are supremely resilient, made under pressure and of astonishing value. They're everlasting, they can cut glass if they need to. You know, real life doesn't just suddenly resolve itself. You have to keep working at it. Democracy, marriage, friendship. You can't just say, she's my best friend. That's not a given, it's a process. Integrity of life is fame's best friend, which nobly, beyond death, shall crown in the end. My very best friend died in a car accident when I was 16 years old. That was the hardest blow emotionally that I have ever had to endure. Suddenly, you realized tomorrow might not come. Now I live by the motto, today is what I have. We talk about long-term patient investing, and that idea that slow and steady does win the race, that time can be your best friend when it comes to investing. That's why we have a turtle as a logo at Ariel. I've known my best friend since I was 12 or 13. My best friend is the one who brings out the best in me. When everything is lonely, I can be my best friend. My best man was my best friend of almost 20 years, Matt Ryan. He actually plays John Constantine on the new NBC show, Constantine, but we've been friends since we were teenagers. My dad was my best friend and greatest role model. He was an amazing dad, coach, mentor, soldier, husband and friend. Cigarettes and coffee, an alcoholic's best friend. I woke up one day and there were loads of calls on my phone. My best friend was like, bro, go to Drake's Instagram. So I went and saw my big head on there, a picture and a caption or whatever, and it was Top Boy related. Long story short, we got in contact and had a few conversations about him being a big fan of the show. I'm either my best friend or my worst enemy. Dad was a strict disciplinarian and would give us a wallop with a wooden spoon if we were out of order. But we really respected him. He didn't try to be our best friend. My husband is actually the nicest guy in the world. He's my sweetheart and best friend, and one of the things I love best about him is that no matter how terrible I look, and believe me, it can get bad. He makes me feel pretty. Technology can be our best friend, and technology can also be the biggest party pooper of our lives. It interrupts our own story, interrupts our ability to have a thought or a daydream, to imagine something wonderful, because we're too busy bridging the walk from the cafeteria back to the office on the cell phone. Everyone is your best friend when you are successful. Make sure that the people that you surround yourself with are also the people that you are not afraid of failing with. I have a best friend as a husband, and he is my #1 supporter. He's a family man, and he's always giving back to God. That is what makes him a beautiful man. We're not perfect by any means, but that makes us beautiful as well. We're not afraid to say we're not perfect. We have our disagreements, but that comes along with marriage. I don't have a twin, but I do have a brother and sisters, and I do know that there is a special bond there that is, I'm going to say, closer. It's different. It's closer than having a best friend. It's easier to forgive them. I think it's also easier to get mad at them. You feel a little piece of yourself in them. Solitude is creativity's best friend, and solitude is refreshment for our souls. We all know what it feels like to be an outcast or a loner or to fall between the cracks. To be the target of gossip or people talking about you, or girls are ganging up on you. 1 minute, they're your best friend, the next, they call you on three-way. I believe in soulmates, yes, but I believe you also have to work at love. I happen to believe your soulmate doesn't have to be your partner. Your soulmate could be your best friend, your sibling. It doesn't have to be the person you marry. I decided to move out of the apartment I was sharing with my best friend before graduation and move back home. My parents had recently separated, and I wanted to move back home with my mom and my siblings. If your best friend has stolen your girlfriend, it does become life and death. A tailor is a person's best friend as far as I'm concerned, because you can take things that fit okay or look okay, and if you get them tailored, they can be fabulous. I've known my best friend since I was a baby, and I don't know what I would do without her. She is always straight with me and can make me laugh hysterically. Everyone should have someone like that in their life. The wastebasket is the writer's best friend. Coconut oil is my best friend. I put it all over my body every night, and in the morning, I wash it off so I'm not all greasy. The monster was the best friend I ever had. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.